Hey, and we're live. Hello, welcome everybody. I am Tara. I am your wellness coach, and we are here in my fabulous library. How do you like it? I love it. Okay, so I just wanted to pop in here real quick. I really wanted to see what this looked like on film, like live. And I love it. I think it's pretty cool. This is pretty awesome. So how y'all doing today? So let me give a little message while I'm popping in here, because I really want to help us put some things into perspective as we're going through things in life, as we're doing things and getting ourselves together. I know everybody who's following me, you're following me because you want to better your life and you want to better your situation. But sometimes things can get really tough and your plans can get knocked off. Like, things are always going to be happening. Nothing is going to be perfect or just smooth in life, but it's all about how you handle the things that come your way. That's what it's about. So if you are extremely, extremely stressed, or if you're trying to accomplish something and you feel like the world is coming against you, I want to just share some tips that really, really helps me when I feel like the world is crashing in on me. Or if I feel like, I'm trying so hard and I'm just trying to make it or get it through and things are just happening. So let me show you how to stop and regroup. That is what it's all about. You have to stop and regroup. Now, most people, they just think of this world and everything as just being something that's purely physical. They look at their experiences as being physical, and they may not be taking into consideration how spiritual the world really is. And if you feel shitty on the inside, usually, you will manifest shitty problems. Or if you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, you ever heard that saying? You wake up on the wrong side of the bed, just go back to sleep. Wake up again. It's definitely like that. So I was experiencing an extreme amount of stress last year at the end of the year. It was, from the fall going into the end of the year was stressful. There were back-to-back things that were just happening on repeat. So what I had to do to really get myself, I'm like, look, I can't let these unforeseen events just uproot me and just, cause me to be so stressed. I won't be able to handle, my clients, my business, my children, my family. If you're too stressed out, how can you handle the things that you're responsible for? So it's very important to learn how to manage stress, especially when you feel like the world is caving in on you and you don't know what to do. So there's a few things that I did to help pull me out of that headspace and get me back into the right space. So the very first thing that I had to do was actually stop listening to people. I'm so serious. I wasn't even planning on saying that first, but the very first thing that you got to do is stop listening to people. Go within yourself and tap into yourself and okay, what is it that I want? What do I think about my situation? Sometimes we're seeking advice too much from people who don't really know what we're going through, and they don't know what we're talking about. Excuse me. So if your friend so-and-so, they're not in your experience, they don't have the issues that you're dealing with, maybe they might have been through something similar, then that's a good friend to talk to. It's almost like going to someone about relationship advice who does not have a successful relationship, or getting dating advice from someone who's been divorced several times. It's hit and miss. You may know some stuff, but at the same time, you've never been successful at it yet. So you got to be careful about who you're getting your information from, who you are sharing your woes with, because you don't want to be sharing stuff with someone who sometimes it can hurt a little bit more than help. Now, it's good to get it off your chest, and a healthy way to get it off your chest is actually to write it down. Now, I've shared this tip with you guys before. Bullet point. Do not go into a long dissertation in your diary, writing out pages and pages and pages of just cuddling your own emotions and self-pity. That's what we tend to do when we go on that just long, endless stream of just writing. So what I suggest that you do, which has helped me a lot, and help some people that I know who come to me for different issues, is to bullet point it. Write it down. What is getting on your nerves? What is bothering you? Just listen in little bullet points. Just a few words, 5 words at the most. Describe your problem in the least words as possible. You don't want to give it too much weight. You want to minimize those problems that you're experiencing. So get that stuff out, write it down in bullet points, okay? So once you write down the list of the things that you are going through that are not satisfying you, that's getting on your nerves, that's causing you to feel very stressed, that's eating up your time that you wish you didn't have to do no more, all of those duties, once you write that stuff down, you will see where you have been double working yourself in some areas. Okay, you will be assessing your life. You will be assessing your schedule and what it is that you're doing. Like, I don't need to do that. Start crossing stuff off that list. And then if you are feeling extremely stressed, then you may need to take a step back from some of the volunteer duties that you may be doing. So if you're someone where everybody is relying on you, everybody needs you to do this, that, and the other, sometimes people can over rely on you because they know that you're reliable. So then sometimes they'll go asking you to maybe help them with some things that, I know she probably could do it. She always says yes. So you may need to guard yourself in those regards if you know that you are the helpful person. If you're the person that's always there for everybody, you might need to put your foot down in certain areas or use your discernment to distinguish what is actually important or what is just actually making this more convenient for that person, which is obviously a big inconvenience for you because you're the one that's stressed out. Right? So we want to help people, but we don't want to help them to the detriment of ourselves, because how can we help people if we're not okay? If you're so stressed and you have so much weight on your shoulder, so it's just going to take healthy balancing of those things, and writing your stuff out in bullet points will let you see where you are overworking yourself, double working yourself, and then it'll help put things into perspective for you so you can see what you feel is worth for you to keep doing and what you may need to just like, look, I would like to continue helping you with this, but at the time, my schedule is packed and I might have to resume this at a later time. Is there anything else that you can do in the meantime? You may have to talk to some folks like that and see what else they can do, because if you are so stressed out that you can't fit anything else on your plate, then go through those duties, a list of things that you're doing for others and for everyone, okay? So another thing that really helped me with my stress, with cutting down my stress, was, I will tell you, it was creating a schedule for myself, okay? It was creating a schedule and a flow for my life. So if you go to work, then your schedule is almost pretty much made for you, because you're going to work at these certain times, you're on the schedule, your boss expects you to work at these times. But what if you're somebody who has your own business, or what if you have kids? You could work and have kids. You could be doing a side hustle in addition to all of that, and then time management is very important. So having like a schedule, a time where you want to wake up, a time where you want to do certain things throughout your day, and sticking to that. And when people come with these spur of the moment things that they need you to do, then you're going to have to just, okay, now does that fit into my schedule? Because on my schedule, I got this, that. So you're like, okay, well, I'm not available at that time. It makes it easier to say you're not available at that time instead of rushing to fit in a whole bunch of stuff. I noticed that a lot of my friends, client friends are very busy and they're juggling a bunch of things. So just taking that inventory of what you're doing, writing that down into bullet points, creating a little schedule, a loose schedule for yourself to follow, to give yourself some parameters, some guidelines. Okay, between this time and this time, I expect to do this and this and the other. That will help you to be able to take care of yourself better and have time to cook your food. Okay, because remember, we're here for wellness, but in order for you to feel well, sometimes you got to like loosen up some of this other stuff that's just in the background. All these things that you got to do is interrupting you being able to cook for yourself, being able to soak in a bath. Did you know that soaking in a bath for women is very important for your vaginal health? It's also very important for stress relief. Okay, just getting in that tub and soaking. It relieves the tension on your muscles. Even summertime is coming up. I mean, there's certain places like YMCA where you can go and get in the pool, and in that pool it just removes the weight. It just makes you feel weightless. So if you're experiencing certain issues with your back and your joints and things like that, going into that water can help relieve it, but also taking baths at home can relieve that stuff too. Epsom salt baths, the apple cider vinegar and baking soda baths that I tell you about. Also the clay baths. The clay is a magnetic clay. Has a strong negative electromagnetic charge. And the stuff that we're dealing with on it, the infections and things that we're dealing with here, it has a strong positive charge. So that clay will actually absorb the toxins, not just viruses and diseases and infections, but also toxins. The toxins inside of our body have a strong positive charge too, opposite from the clay. So that clay helps to pull that through. All right, so another thing that can really help you smooth things out in your life so that you can get yourself together and take care of you, because it's important that you take care of you, because who else is going to do it? Obviously, no one else, just you. So This is something else. A minute of mindfulness. This has helped me out a whole lot. 1 minute of mindfulness. When I was I would say, I was getting to the point where I was so fed up that I was like, you know what? I'm ready to just not care about nothing. Like, I'm caring about too many things, caring too much about too many things. I feel like I just want to care about nothing. So what I did was I set a timer on my phone from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. every hour on the hour for 1 minute. I had to stop what I was doing and I had to have a moment, 1 minute of mindfulness. Okay. So I did this around the time where I was super stressed. I was having a lot of negative thoughts. I was doing a lot of negative self-talk. You're not this, you're not that. What makes you think that you can this, that, and the other? Well, and putting all these limitations on myself. And all of it was lies and all of it was stupid, but I just felt so stressed about the things that I was going through and what I couldn't control. That's another thing. We are stressed about things that we can't control. If you can't control it, if I can't control it, I refuse to stress about it. And that's my motto I came up with. If I can't control it, then that means that I cannot stress about it, because it makes no sense to stress out about things that you have no control over. You might as well just go through the motions, and once it's over, okay? Because think about any other problem that you've had in your life. You've gone through that problem, and then once that problem was over and that problem was worked out, then it doesn't matter anymore because you don't feel that problem anymore. So that's how I like to think about any problems that I'm going through in my life or any difficult times that I'm going through in my life. I'm like, well, once this is over, I ain't gonna feel it no more. It's not gonna matter anymore. Or I might actually find the meaning in what I was going through and then see that, damn, had I not gone through that terrible thing, then I wouldn't be able to experience this, because that lined me up to meet so-and-so, to experience this, to get that offer, to loosen me up from where I was spending my time and put me in a place where I'm spending my time in the right way. Even though that transition can be uncomfortable, moving from this to that, once that problem is over, your life tends to get better. If you think about any terrible experience you went through, you can think of any eviction. And once that is done, if you are doing the right things in your life, as you go through problems, your life is supposed to get better. That's how you know you're doing the right thing. You're going to have problems in life, period. There's no way to get around problems. That's actually how life on earth gets better. That's how we grow. That's how we get smarter. That's how we become more innovative. That's how we create more inventions and do more stuff. It's from solving problems. So it's not a bad thing that you have a problem. It's just, how do you solve the problem? How do you deal with the problem? How do you look at the problem? What does that problem mean to you? And are you caring about things that you can't control? Because if it's something you can't control, then why even bother with it, right? Yeah, you're going to have to bother with it, but why give it so much weight? Why give it so much energy if there's nothing you can do about it? There's nothing you can do. So just do the best that you can. Pull your emotions back from it. Take your emotions back. And that 1 minute of mindfulness helped me do that. And it just totally changed everything for me. So for that 1 minute, I would decide something different that I would do for that day or for that 1 minute. So when that alarm would go off and it would interrupt whatever I was doing or thinking, at that time I was so stressed that most of my thoughts were negative about myself and about everything around me. My thoughts were negative. So it was great for that alarm to go off and like, oh yes, it interrupted that negative self-talk that I was doing. 1 minute of mindfulness. 1 minute timer on my phone set, and for this 1 minute I am going to think about whatever it is that I need to fix my issue. So for me, just to give you some examples of some of the things that I was thinking and saying, I was saying I am nothing. And I know you're like, I am nothing. Yes, I am nothing, because I needed to take the importance off of myself. Okay, I needed to take away some of the self-centeredness. I needed to take away some of the self-absorbedness. I had to take away some of the weight I was giving myself. Like, girl, you ain't that important. Like, ain't nobody really worried about you like that. Nobody's really watching you like that. Nobody is really sitting there like this for your demise. Like, just calm down. I am nothing, therefore I need nothing. That was the next thing that I would say. I am nothing, therefore I need nothing. I have everything that I need. There's nothing that I need. So that evolved to, I want nothing. There's nothing that I want. There's a lot of stuff that I wanted. There's still stuff I want. But really, in all honesty, I really don't want nothing, because I really have everything. I have everything that I need, because I know that God gives me everything that I need. I know that I'm resourceful enough to come up with stuff on a dime when I need it. I'm resourceful enough to help my clients come up with stuff on a dime when they need it. So I know that everything that I need is inside of me. It's within me. And then when I look around, there really isn't nothing that I actually need. There's only some things that I want. But I know that everything is available to me. So when I do this meditation, I say, I want nothing. I am nothing. I want nothing. I am everything. I'm everything that I need. Okay? I'm everything that I need. I am nothing, meaning that I'm not giving myself so much weight to where I'm making too much importance of myself. Okay? So becoming more selfless. Okay? Stepping back from the meat suit and realizing that we're a part of this bigger picture. We're a part of this bigger family, and how all of us are a part of this one mind. Okay, so with us all being a part of this one mind, I'm not that important for myself. Now, I'm not talking about like, oh, having a big head, things like that, but more of like, you know, I don't know. I guess you guys might, some of y'all might understand what I'm saying about that whole thing, but if you don't, whatever. So 1 minute of mindfulness. Now, another exercise that I did with that 1 minute of mindfulness was thinking of myself as a magnet. And by magnetizing myself, what I did was I attracted everything that I needed to me as well. So I would just sit, and what I would do was I would imagine nothing but sparkling gold glitter, kind of like what y'all see on this screen right here. I'm like, nothing but sparkles. I love sparkly stuff, flowers and rainbows and things like that. So anyway, so I'm like imagining these glitter, just gold glitter all around me, and this big white like cloud of like light, and all infused with all of this glitter and stuff. And then I see a stream of it coming in my nose as I breathe in, and then I feel the cool air of my breath coming down my esophagus, or my windpipe rather, and I can feel the cooling sensation because I'm focusing on it. But while I'm feeling it, I'm imagining that my heart is filling up with this gold glitter, and that it's because it's metal, I'm metallic at that point, and I'm imagining that I am a magnet, and that everything is just like zapping to me. All of this glitter, all of this light is just coming at me, and in all of this glitter and light is love and peace and happiness and just the feeling of love. And I just imagine my heart just growing bigger and bigger and bigger, to the point where it just encompasses me and everything around me. Nothing but my heart and nothing but love, and all of the good things attracted to me because I have magnetized myself. I turned myself into a magnet during this meditation for 1 minute. And when you get done with that, after that alarm clock just went off and interrupted that old nasty thought that you were having, once that alarm clock goes off and you have done that 1 minute of mindfulness, you feel happy, you feel good, you feel relieved, you feel a bit more energy, okay? And that just does it, okay? That just does it. So try that. Now, maybe you might not be able to do every hour on the hour, due to your work schedule or your life schedule, but set that alarm for certain times in the day where you know that you would probably be able to stop doing what you're doing. Okay, so don't set it during the time where it might go off while you're driving home, because we don't want to do that. But I will tell you, I was on my way to Walmart. My alarm went off right when I was parking in the parking lot. I heard me put on my 1 minute, and I did my 1 minute of mindfulness before I went into Walmart. I want to keep this happy feeling all day, every day. Nothing but feeling good and happiness despite what you're going through, despite what's going on. And that's the same mentality that I had during my detox. I wanted to keep the feeling of happiness, and I believe that's what healed me faster than anything, is holding on to the happiness, the good feeling inside of me, the butterflies inside of me, expecting good things to happen for me, I was expecting unexpected blessings. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting to be surprised. I was expecting to be thrilled. Okay. So I want to impart that to you in case you are going through that yourself, where you're like really stressed and you're trying to just figure things out and you're trying to get things to line up in your life. Sometimes it's the micromanaging that will keep us stuck into those positions, because we want to micromanage everything, every little thing. But we really need to envision, where is it that you want to be? And sometimes that's hard when you're not a material person. Like, if you're not so materialistic, it's kind of hard to envision where you want to be. So what you need to do is envision how you want to feel. I find it easier to envision how I want to feel rather than where I want to be, because I don't have like a favorite car. I don't have like a favorite house. I don't really care about those things. I just envision I'll probably be in whatever car that I'm going to be in at that time. I see myself like living in different places and like, okay, well, I'm going to Florida, so I'm gonna stay at the condo in Florida. I'm going back home to New Orleans. I'm gonna go stay on the lake. Like, that's kind of how I see myself. So what I do is I envision the feeling that I want to have. And I hold on to those feelings, the feelings of happiness, the feelings that, knowing my children are okay, the feeling of feeling healthy, feeling lightweight, seeing myself bouncy and lightweight, seeing myself in the figure that I want. So, I'm a mom of 5. I don't have like the best or perfect body, but part of what I do to maintain, I got a little mom pooch, but part of what I do to maintain my weight or my figure is mental exercises. I see myself the way that I want to see it. Now, though my body is not perfect, it's a whole lot better than it could be at 5 kids in just a few years. So, using mind over matter in those ways can really help you get yourself together. So I saw one young lady on here said that she fell off. She fell off this weekend, and she's trying to get back onto her detox for HPV. So what you need to do is visualize yourself doing it. Visualize what you see yourself having a hard time doing. I got shell shock. From my Instagram, okay? Last May, when my Instagram shot up to 30-something thousand followers, I got shell shock. I had started making content that was not the same as the content that I had usually made, and I felt the pressure to constantly put out jaw-dropping, in your face information every single day. And then I'm looking at these other people, I'm like, oh man, I gotta post all of these times a day and this and the other. And I got so shell-shocked behind it that I stopped posting, and I didn't make a post in months. And before that whole experience where I got so much attention on me, I was posting every day. I didn't care. I was in my car. I was just putting up, good posts, but I was doing it how it was coming out. And there was no pressure on it. And I wasn't trying to make my eyebrows perfect and put on lashes and not get them all the way up on top of my lid. And by me trying too hard and trying to micromanage it, trying to be perfect, I ended up not making content for a very, 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 very long time, which means that I did not give the people that got assigned to me the information that they are coming to me for, which means that I didn't help my people for those months. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help the people. That is my career, is helping the people. Okay. So what I did was, because I found it so hard to get myself back on the bandwagon of making the videos, going live more regularly, posting, editing videos, making videos that I edit and post, I started visualizing myself coming here to my office, that's where I'm at now, putting up my backgrounds, using my equipment that I spent all that money on and back in 2021, because that's when I bought all of this stuff. And I'm just, every morning, this is what I did. I put my hands on my head when I wake up in the morning. And I would be thankful for me waking up. I would be thankful for my family, thankful for my accomplishments. Thank you for the ability to be able to grow further. And then I would see myself, this is what I do. I see myself doing the things that I don't want to do. That's how I pray in the morning. I pray in the morning by seeing myself doing the stuff that I find difficult to do, that I find challenging to do. So if you're finding it challenging to get up and cook your food for your detox for the next week, then you need to see yourself just in your mind, just up in the kitchen, fixing food and then picture the end result of all the food being fixed and in their storage containers in your refrigerator, and you sitting on your sofa like, whew, that was worth it. I got it done. I did that. Okay. I'm so proud of myself that I did that. So that's why I'm sitting here with you guys today, because for the past week or so, I was sitting there visualizing. I'm like, I need to make these videos. I got to really start making this content again. Like, I'm not putting myself out there. I'm not promoting. I'm not doing this, that, and the other. It's time for me to really start doing this again. So I had to visualize. Everything with this that I'm doing with you guys started from me visualizing it first. Now, what if you're somebody that has a hard time forming that picture in your mind? I'll tell you, I can't always keep a solid picture in my mind, but getting that little flash of the image that I want, a little flash of the idea that I'm aiming for is enough. That's enough. All you need is the flash of it, that microsecond that you're actually there, that you actually believe, that you're actually able to do the thing that you're doubting yourself on, or that you're procrastinating on. Are you a procrastinator? If you're a procrastinator, do that. See yourself in the morning and at night when you go to sleep. Meditate yourself to sleep in the morning. Meditate when you wake up. Hand on the head. Visualize. Okay, what's the things that I have difficulty doing? I hate washing dishes. I see myself down there. I got yellow gloves on. I'm washing dishes and I'm happy. I finished the dishes and I'm good. Okay, what's the next thing I don't like doing? Okay, so that's just an example of how you get yourself to do the things that you don't want to do. Let's take it this way. I'm on a detox. I don't really care for my detox food. It ain't been coming out right. I don't know how to get my food to taste right, but I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do this if I don't eat my food. So this is what you're going to do. Visualize. Okay, I'm up in the kitchen cooking my food. Put all my food inside my meal prep containers. I even prepped all my salads. I did everything. I feel great. And guess what? My food came out the best it has ever come out yet. This stir fry is slamming. I need to go start me a doggone food truck with Tara's Detox Stir Fry. My stir fry is so good. Put all my toes in it. Bam. That is the type of energy that you need to have in order to finally start cooking your stir fry right. Because it's going to be in your energy. You're telling your cells that this is what you want and this is what you want to do. You're giving command to your body. Your body's going to follow suit. Whatever you consciously think to yourself, to your body is going to follow suit. Okay? So that's how you ready yourself to do the things that you don't want to do and that actually may be difficult. But baby, the difficult things is what matter. Once you do the difficult things, it makes everything much more smooth. And you just got to build the muscle. You build the muscle. When I was making all those videos before, it was second nature. I didn't have to think about it. Every time I had a conversation or something came up, I took notes about it. And when it was time to make videos, because I was doing it every single day on autopilot, it was nothing I had to think about. I didn't even have to think about the position of the tripod or the phone or this, that, and the other because I was used to it. But now that I'm getting back into the groove of it, I stopped it for a few months. Now I'm in here, I'm like fumbling, hanging up the stuff. I'm fumbling with the tripod. But I know from my consistency of doing it over and over again, more consistently, it will become second nature again. The same way with you detoxing, changing your diet, and changing your life. In the beginning, it's going to feel a little bit awkward. You're going to feel like you're messing some things up. You may be slower at doing things. It might take you about an hour, 2 hours to make your stir fry and all your food for a week. But once you start getting the hang of it, the more that you do it, the easier it will be, the faster you'll be, the more efficient you'll be, the happier you can be while you're doing it, and it'll become second nature. And next thing you know, your results say negative. You're done. You're done with all of this, whether it's diabetes, which I will say that diabetes is actually one of the easiest things. Diabetes is quite easy to reverse. I think the only reason why people have difficulty with diabetes is because they are addicted to eating crap and they can't stop eating the crap. But the reason why they're addicted to the crap and can't stop eating it is because they have created an emotional tie between that crap and some trauma that they experienced. That is the reason why. It is an emotional eating. It is something that comes from within. It's something that is psychological. And then once you tackle the real thing that's going on with you, once you tackle the spirituality of yourself, what is going on with your spirit, what is going on inside of you as a person, then everything else in your life is going to smooth out. That's something else that I did last year. I was like, rather than focusing on the problem that I thought I was having, with what I was experiencing, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to focus on trying to solve that problem anymore. I'm actually going to focus on me becoming a better person. And from that, what I mean by that is controlling my stress levels by not allowing myself to be stressed about things that I cannot control, which I mentioned a little bit earlier. Okay. Also by me making sure that I have a cheerful disposition. So that means sometimes talking to myself before I have conversations with people that I know may be a little bit difficult. And even with people that's difficult, sometimes I even plan out some things so I say it in a certain way. You just want to make things smooth for yourself. Also making sure that I don't snap or get too snappy or too impatient or too pushy, trying to get someone to do what you, sometimes you're like, man, I'm just trying to tell you, I just want to help you. And, it ain't the right time all the time. Sometimes a person just got to do what they got to do. And you can't push somebody to do what they're not ready to do, So becoming a better person and tailoring how I respond, how I react, how I feel, that actually solved the problems that I was going through with all the stuff that was happening and everything that seemed like it was falling apart and everybody who was what was happening is I had a lot of people coming to me wanting things and telling me that I should want those things too. So you have to be careful about that too. You don't want to let yourself get sold to. All right. You don't want to let somebody sell you their dream, trying to tell you what's better for you. Also, so that's why I say you got to really get focused on yourself. Get in touch with your own spirituality. Start praying more, okay? Pray more, meditate more every day. Set that alarm on your phone for a minute of mindfulness at certain intervals in a day, whether it's when you wake up, lunchtime, bedtime. Or if you have a flexible schedule like me, well, my schedule ain't all that flexible because I got a schedule, child. I got a schedule, and we got boundaries with our schedule like we talked about earlier, creating that schedule and making boundaries around that schedule. But that set that alarm for that 1 minute of mindfulness at maybe every 2 hours, whatever fits best with your schedule, and adhere to it. That's the thing. You got to adhere to it. Stop everything, okay? Even when you don't feel like it. And this is going to help you to end procrastination. If you are a procrastinator, setting that alarm clock and then actually stopping what you're doing to have that minute of mindfulness it will help you end procrastination. I'm telling you, even when my husband and I would be talking, my alarm clock would go off. I'm like, babe, hold that thought. I need 1 minute of mindfulness. And he would make fun of me too, because I just stopped and I'm just like. And then as I'm doing my minute of mindfulness, what I start out with, especially in the beginning of the day, I might not do it every time, but in the beginning of the day, I want to give commands to myself to relax all of these areas of my body. So when you go to meditate and you'll just, sit there and you're like, okay, relax. What you should do is call out scalp, relax. Eyebrows, relax. Temples, relax. Eyes, relax. Nose, relax. Cheeks, relax. Lips, relax. And as you do that, you will actually feel a drooping feeling in those areas. Everything that you call out you'll feel the relaxation. So once you call out all of those areas of your body, all your neck, your shoulders, your shoulder blades, all of your titties, your elbows, you're going to call everything out. Uterus, relax. You want to relax everything. Kidneys, relax. We want to relax everything, okay? Relax and call out all your organs and everything. Oh, you don't have to call out all your organs, but call out your limbs, everything, all the way down to your toes. And then you can put yourself into that space where you can manifest what it is that you want, where you can just call it out. And really, like I said earlier, it just making yourself should I say nothing? Nothing. Making yourself nothing will help relieve your stress. Because if you ain't nothing, you ain't got nothing to worry about. So that's one thing. That's one of the tricks with the nothingness too. That's one of the tricks. But making yourself a magnet to attract everything that you want in your life, but also knowing that you want nothing. That's the trick to it. You have to go into it knowing I am nothing. I want nothing. Therefore, I have everything because I am everything. Now, think about that. I don't know if y'all felt how deep that was, but think about that. I am nothing, okay? I am nothing, and I want nothing because I have everything. I have everything because I am everything, all right? That's important so that you don't put too much weight on yourself. You understand that you are a part of the bigger picture that's going on here and that you are a player in this role, just like everyone else is here too. We are all equal while we are here. There's nothing that you need to go after because everything that you want is magnetized right straight to you. Everything is coming to you. And in that 1 minute, one thing is certain. In that 1 minute of mindfulness, what's certain is that everything is coming to you because you are visualizing it and you are taking it in. You're seeing all these little glitters around you and you're inhaling it. You're inhaling all these glitters, gold glitters that fill your heart up and expand your heart. And then when you exhale, what I do is I imagine all that gold glitter going into my heart and it comes down and swirls to my heart and it scoops out some little black stuff. And then when I exhale, the little black stuff comes on out. And then I do that as I'm doing my visualization. Every time I'm taking a breath, there's less and less black stuff that is scooping out to the point where there's no more coming up. It's done. All of that nastiness, all of that doubt, all of that negative self-talk, all of that hatred, all of that judginess, all of that everything that we don't want in our lives and that we don't want to be, all of that stuff comes out and then you're just left with a pure golden heart that's just expanding to the point where it fills you up, it fills the room up, your neighbors start to feel it next door, and that right there will shift things for you. And it will shift things for you fairly quickly. I would say about 14 days is all it took for me to shift the shit that I was going through. I mean, shifted. It shifted, okay? And it got up out my way. It's no longer a problem. It allows you to be able to think clearly for yourself, especially if you have other people that's trying to tell you what they think that you should do. Because a lot of times or sometimes when people are telling you what is best for you, it just depends on where it's coming from. And if it's not like your best friend, your mama or somebody, and just depending on what the subject is, then you just might want to just not talk about certain things to certain people. Excuse me. And even if you're going to get some advice, let's say business advice, still understand that you have to make that judgment call first because you know what's best for you. You know what's the thing that you should be doing, and not really thinking so much about, okay, well, this person says that I should do this. Don't go with that. You got to pray on it. Pray on it. Visualize it, and don't let anybody pressure you into doing something that you don't feel that you want to do or that you are not ready for. So I'm about to get up out of here. It's about going on 4 o'clock, so it should be like a nice healthy amount of traffic out there. So I'm so happy that I got back on the bandwagon. I made me some reels, and I'm going to actually go ahead and post a video today. So kudos to me. I'm just going to clap for me. Because that one of the things that I was stressed about, I overcame it, and I overcame it by visualizing, by seeing myself doing the thing that I thought I was dreading. Can we take herb powders on your protocol sometimes as a protocol reverse meningitis? You cannot take herb protocols on the herb. You can't do no herbs on a protocol at all. We're just eating the dark leafy greens. Can't take no herbs. And then, because meningitis is brought on by herpes. So what this protocol does is any of the underlying conditions that herpes has caused in your body, that all goes away as well. You're not going to continue to experience symptoms or damage from herpes if it ain't there no more. Got it? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get my little throat together. Trying to get it together. So yeah, so you don't need to do anything additional. What I do suggest is that you don't start anything with my protocol until you have gotten all of the information. You really understand what this is about, because you can't mix and match. This doesn't fit along with anybody else's stuff. And this isn't just like, okay, this is just for you to just test negative and that's it. This takes care of everything. Everything. For real. So if you need personalized help, or if you need a consultation, book a consultation. That'd probably be best for you. Book a consultation, tarasimmons.as.me. And then whatever you pay for your consultation, I'll give it to you as a coupon going towards you getting your kit, okay? Because I want you to get the information and do this thing right and not do it wrong. Yes, HSV causes upper neck pain. Send me a DM, and I'm gonna send you the video playlist for HSV, and it's gonna explain. Child, you wouldn't have to look at not another video from nowhere. All the research is right there in this video list, and you don't have to go digging for information everywhere. I compiled everything, and I go over everything. So just send me a DM right quick, and I'll shoot that list on over to you. So I'm about to get out of here, y'all. Join me for Wednesday. Wednesday is Q&A day. I'll be back on for Q&A day. And my phone number where you can text your questions is 404-737-1371. Or you could just hit the text button somewhere on my profile. So I'm going to see y'all later. Bye, y'all.